Just Michelle.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
Yeah! Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah!
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. We got a topic today. I tell you, a lot of people in relationships and other things, sometimes they can't let past things go, and it hurts. And it hurts throughout life because if we don't let certain things go, we end up living in the past and thinking about everything that happened back in the past, doing this, doing that. I say it like this. We all have been there. I've been there. I ain't gonna lie. I've been there. You've been there. sometimes we just have to let it go. Have to let it go. How you doing, Dr. Michelle Cooley? How you doing?
I'm doing good. And this is not about relationships. It's just an example. It could
Anything.
be, this could be about bullying. It can be about being mistreated at a job or in general. It's about any painful experience or situation a person has gone through and they keep reliving it and they can't let it go for whatever reason. So it's a general topic, but it can apply to anything.
Wow. And we got this absolutely fantastic guest coming on today. And we just gonna have a discussion, all of us. And anybody else that want to join us, they can just pop in. They can be part of the conversation. So, Michelle, can you do the honors by introducing this absolutely fantastic, outstanding guest that we got?
Well, she's not a guest. She's a contributor to the show. So you've had her on before, Dr. Renee Toppin, and she is the founder and CEO of Black Women Who Want More. And the title of today's show is Why Is It So Hard to Let Go of Past Hurts? And we're going to talk about emotional imprinting. We're going to talk what that really means, unresolved meaning, self-protection, and identity and validation. So and hey, viewers, whatever platform you're watching the show on, if you want to join in the conversation, we're on E360 TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, over 85 live streaming platforms.
She's stealing my thunder. She's stealing my thunder.
I am stealing.
But that's okay. But I tell you what, let's welcome all three of us to this panel. Wow. So Michelle, why do you think it's kind of hard to let things go unto a person that you grew up with bullying you, just like you said, and now you done grew up and you want to beat them up, you want to do all this other thing because it happened when you were 8 years old. Can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about that?
It's interesting because one of the questions is why some painful memories stay vivid while happy ones fade. So, and it's interesting how you can associate a song with an experience in your life. There's this one song, it was by the 3 Degrees, right? Every time I heard it, it just reminded me of a painful time. And I have nothing against public school, but I hated public school. I was growing up in Catholic school, but public school wasn't for me. And the kids there were just plain mean, at least in my school. And I was bullied. And every time I heard that song, it just reminded me of that year, that time, and the place. But it's interesting because I love that song now. I love that song. It doesn't remind me of that. It just reminds me I love that song. But I wouldn't say it was hard for me to let go, but it did remind me of a past hurt. And I was a kid, so I would say happy memories. Everyone is always going to want to embrace it.
Hold on. Can you sing that song?
No, I'm not. No, because I don't want to disparage the song on live. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. No, it was a beautiful song.
Fair to bring up something like
that.
No. Not share.
No, I'm not going to do
that. Yeah, we don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, don't do
copyright.
No,
we don't want YouTube to ding us.
Exactly. But everyone wants to relive happy memories. Everybody, that is natural. You can
still mention the song. You can still.
James, I'm not going to sing the song, but everyone wants to relive happy memories. Everyone wants to relive happy memories. And why is it that painful memories stay? I said because I feel, at least, is that the hurt is still there. The hurt is still there. You never resolve that hurt. It wasn't fair. Why did I have to go through this? Why such and such happened? And sometimes when you're a kid, you can't really process it correctly. Am I right in saying that, Renee?
That's absolutely right. You cannot process it. And the more painful it is, the more repressed the memory is. And so as you get older, you get those triggers, but as a child, you just accept it. And I remember, and this is so vivid, I must have been 7 years old, standing on my steps in Philadelphia. And I was just standing there, and some little boy came and punched me in the stomach just as hard as he could, just knocked the wind out of me. I didn't know the little boy. I don't know where he came from. I don't know why he did it, but that stays with me. Now, all the amazing things that happened on that blog, the double dutch, the jump rope, I remember the 2 fights that I had. One was with the bully, and she bullied me till my dad made me go out there and fight her one day. Remember our parents, some parents used to do that. Like, I'm so sick of you running in here, you go fight her, right? I'll never forget, her name was Lynette. She lived around the corner, and I had to fight Lynette right before Easter, and she left a scar on my face. Ooh. And those are the memories, even more so than some of the happy memories, more happy memories on that blog. But those 2 things really, really stand out. And I was reading before I came on, I was reading because the things we're going to talk about today are so profound. And it says, it depends on where the trauma, or what center of the brain the trauma activates. And so if it activates the amygdala, the fear center of your brain, then it's going to stay. It's going to stay as a fear. And a lot of times in our community, Dr. Michelle, we don't seek therapy. We don't seek, mental health care. The mental health care is last on the list. We take care of our bodies, or we go to the doctor. But when it comes to mental health, we kind of push that down. We push that away. And so, that trauma will stay at the surface. Now, do I get triggered if I ride by the block? No, but I remember it. Does it still hurt? No, but I do wonder, who is that little boy and why did he do it? And so we have to come to a place. He's never going to apologize. We don't even know who he was. And so I don't know what happened to Lynette, that little girl that was such a bully on the block. But children are going through things too, Dr. Cooley, and the children definitely, their mental health is definitely not addressed.
Yeah, because they don't know how to process it as a kid, especially a small child. When you're an adult, sometimes adults don't know how to process it, but I believe they have more of the tools and the outlets to process it. I mean, a kid talking to another kid, that's, you're not getting an adult interaction. Or if you're talking to your family and stuff like that, they'll, love you and do what they need to do. But as an adult, it's just a little different. But what are your thoughts, James?
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, a lot of times we don't process certain things like that because we really don't understand. And for that little boy to come up, and he had to be a little cuckoo, to do that, because he could have went wild on him. But strange things happen sometimes, and we have no control over what that is. But it causes a scar. To stick with us. I mean, I can remember me coming back from Alabama after I had been away for 5 years, and I came back. I had on my overalls and everything, and my friends that was there prior to me leaving Chattanooga, Tennessee, heading to Alabama. When I came back, they called me country. Hey, country. Hey, I called, that stuck with me so long. That was a stigma because
Did it hurt?
It hurt real bad. At the time, it hurt real bad because being called country, and so I called myself getting back at them by calling them city. So, but it stuck with me for a while until I realized that, hey, coming back from a place where I learned a whole lot because I was reading on a grade level and they wouldn't, so they can call me anything that they want to. I tell you, we're gonna take a station break. We're going to come back. We got a lot more of this discussion that we're going to have. And I tell you, if you want to be part of this great discussion, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on. Go to the comments, ask any questions. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
That's right. Are y'all ready? It's Dr. Dr. James JC Cooley. It's your life. That's right. Dr. James JC Cooley.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Cooley. Heart disease research saves lives. It's that simple. Thanks to medical advancements funded by the American Heart Association, more women are surviving heart attacks, strokes, and other cardiovascular diseases than ever before. But there's still so much work to do.
Hi, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I'm raising funds to support life-saving research because every heartbeat is worth fighting for. In honor of Women's History Month, please join me in support of the American Heart Association and women's health.
The future is here.
Now is the time to pursue the greatness in you. Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith meets future. We are a fully accredited, 100% online Christian university. We offer bachelor's degree, master's and doctorate degree programs, built for students like you. Affordable tuitions, 30+ degree programs, 100% online and flexible. Integrating faith with learning. Study from anywhere at your pace. At VCU, we do not just prepare you for a degree. We prepare you for purpose. Discover who you are. Grow in faith. And build a future that impacts the world.
Are you ready to start your journey today?
Visit www.viridianchristianuniversity.com.
Apply today and be among the global leaders.
Hello, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be honored to be in the Coffee Book 2023, Unified Brain Z and the other organizations. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection.
Your life with Dr. James JC Cooley. That's right. It's Dr. James JC Cooley. It's your life show. Dr. James JC Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and we got Dr. Nate Toppins here. We also got Dr. Michelle Cooley. What we're talking about today is why it's so hard to let go of past hurts. And just like I mentioned earlier, we all have past hurts. And sometimes it's kind of hard to let go. I was illustrating when I came back from Alabama after being there 6 years, back to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and that bothered me so bad for all my friends and everybody called me country. That stuck with me for a while. But, as we grow and as we understand, we kind of push that to the side. And we, develop other things, other interests, all the past hurts. It's going to trigger us a little bit. But that's what life is about. But the most important thing is to let it go and continue to live. So I'm going to turn it back over to you, Michelle.
Yes, thank you, James. So, letting go of past hurts. Here's this question like, can letting go feel like minimizing what we went through? Or both of you and can it minimize what we went through? Because sometimes we've held on those past hurts for so long. It's like if we feel like some people feel like if they let it go, it's like letting the other person off the hook, or maybe not fully dealing with it, or maybe the truth about what really happened. I'll give you an example. So let's say you were in a relationship, right? Whether you're boyfriend, girlfriend, married, whatever you were, right? And someone betrayed you, trust lost, blah, blah, blah. And you're trying to make sense of it. And sometimes I feel people are never going to make sense of it. Sometimes the answer has always been right in front of you when you ask yourself, why did this person do this to me? What did I do? And sometimes the answer is it probably had nothing to do with you. I don't know. It's everyone's different. Or that's just how that person is. But sometimes we want to just dig in and go and dig into the weeds and make up a story and say, oh, if I did this, A, B, and C, and D, and it's like a never ending thing. So letting go of past hurts, especially when you're trying to make sense of it, especially when it comes to relationship, it could be a sibling relationship, parent relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend relationship, marriage, it could be anything, friendship. And you just trying to figure out the whys. Sometimes the why is right there in front of you, but maybe you're not ready to hear the whys and accept the truth. Sometimes I remember I saw this movie, I forgot. This woman asked this person, why did you do this to me? Why did you treat me like this? You know what the guy said? Pure and simple, because you let me. That was like, whoa, it was a movie, but sometimes that's the answer that maybe we're not ready to hear. What are your thoughts on why letting go or minimizing what you went through is hard to let go because you may be minimizing, if that makes sense? James, Dr. Ray, let me know what your thoughts are.
Well, everybody wants justice. We want justice, we want vindication, and we feel like the why will vindicate us. We want the why to make sense, and we want the why to make us feel better about ourselves. We want the why, that whole it's not me, it's not you, it's me. It's not you, it's me. We want closure, and we want to feel vindicated, and we want to feel justified. And without a why, we just constantly reaching for justice in our own mind. We make up things. We go into imagination, right? And then a lot of women that I know, including myself, well, if I had only done this or if I had only done that, especially when it comes to things like cheating, we take on the responsibility of the cheater's behavior. And then we start to beat ourselves up. Well, I wasn't this enough or I wasn't that enough. And then if it's a narcissist, you're absolutely right. You weren't this enough and you weren't that enough, right? If you're dating someone or married to someone who won't take responsibility for their behavior, it will always be your fault. And it does feel like it's being minimalized when you have no closure, when the other person doesn't care, when the other person just walks away and hurts you, and there's never an apology, there's never an explanation, there's never. And that, Dr. Michelle, is where people get stuck for years and years and years. And they want to confront people who are dead, and they want to go to graves and stomp on graves and spit on graves and all that kind of stuff, because nothing is relieving the pain.
Thank you. What are your thoughts, James?
Well, I'm a little bit different because I was the type that would not let anybody in my heart. So I just wouldn't do it. And if someone had done something to me, I used to hold a grudge. I mean, hold a grudge, but didn't really care that much because I did not know the meaning of love. So I look at it like this: okay, you got it. I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you back now. But over a period of time, it's all that I'm gonna get you back just does not work because that's slowing you down and your progression in life and things that God has already put out there for you to do, and you missing those blessings because you're still looking back. So I was a little bit different like that, and because love was I love people, but I wasn't in love or anything like that. And I just never let it get to me like to that point. You know, I'm talking about relationships, other things, as you already know, Michelle. You know, for as a job thing, when you put 100% into something, 1,000% into something, and the blame is pointed towards you, then that's kind of hard to let go. And but the vindication and all of that, I learned a long time ago to push all that to the side
Yeah.
and to keep moving forward because you're going to get your blessings in the end.
But it's interesting. People can't think that way, especially while they're hurting. They're not thinking of getting their blessing. They're not thinking at the end. They're thinking they're going through. And sometimes you do need to go through, but when you hold on, it makes you a negative, but bitter person. And
Yeah.
yes, your family and friends are there, but sometimes they don't want to hear the same old story. They might be polite in saying it, but it's like, okay. And sometimes one of these questions, like your hurt can be tied to your identity, whatever you're holding on to. And you're right, Renee. Is like the other person whose fault it was, they're going about their business, living their life. They're not giving that person a second thought, whatever it is, or that job that lets you go. Hey, jobs do it all the time. I think that's why people become entrepreneurs, because they can control their own destiny. But jobs do it all the time. Layoffs, at will employment means you can leave and they can let you go at will for no reason whatsoever. And you got to accept it. Yes, you worked overtime, you worked weekends, you worked nights, you put in, you did everything you were told to, and then some, but they can still let you go.
Right.
So your identity should never be tied to what you do. I mean, you're going to continue doing a good job, and I understand it's painful when someone lets you go, regardless of what the situation is. But then that may be the time where you you may not want to tell every Tom, Dick, and Harry about your business. Sometimes when people are hurting, they talk to strangers and tell their business. This has happened to me. Have you ever met someone you don't know and they tell you the hurt they've been through? And you don't know them, but they tell that they're hurting so bad. They just need to keep talking about it and talking, and they'll find a way to slip that into the conversation. So, when is enough enough? What is your opinion, Dr. Renee? When is enough enough about
I
hurting
think,
yourself?
I think that you will not know when enough is enough until you find your own value within yourself. I love the saying that whatever validates you can demean you. So if you're getting validation from the outside of you and not from your own sense of self-worth, and you don't have that sense of self-worth, you're not going to get to enough is enough. Do you know why? Because you're going to constantly be seeking that validation from that person. That's why somebody can treat some people very, very badly, and the person is running after them. Well, what can I do? Or how can I fix it? Or how can I make it right? Or you've ever seen somebody groveling or begging? Oh, why? Please give me another chance. That's because all of their validation came from that person. And that is such a dangerous place to be, Dr. Michelle, for a woman. Even people, you've seen people have committed suicide over losing jobs, over losing positions, big positions in companies, over being betrayed, on things that they've built for years and years and years, and that was their whole life. Anything outside of God that you make your whole life can cause you to take your life if it defines your life.
Wow, that's deep. That is deep, and that's so true because a lot of people forget about the earthly. They put themselves so much in the earthly things that they forget about God. And God, the only person that I believe that number one, that you need to please. Secondly, you should not take your validation from anybody else. I mean, inputs, just like what you saying, Michelle. A lot of people look for others to get validation from them. That's why they tell everything. My grandma always told me a long time ago. She said, Junior, if you tell all your business, you ain't got no business. Because people gonna turn that around and they're gonna come and they're gonna go tell you tell somebody, they're gonna go tell somebody else. They're gonna go tell me. Next thing you know, it's all twisted around and you getting it back in the street and you're like, oh, I didn't mean to say that or anything like that. Put your validation in God. We gotta take a station break. But this is kind of getting interesting. So whichever platform that you're watching us on, whether it's E360 television, Transfer TV, Roku, Apple, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, and over 84 other platforms. Welcome to the show. If you want to be part of this great conversation, all you have to do is go to the comments. Ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. Right? It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
I am Dr. Renee Street Toppin, founder of Black Women Who Want More. At Black Women Who Want More, we are proud listeners and dedicated fans of It's Your Life with Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Are you ready for more out of your life? Join us at Black Women Who Want More Academy, where women of color boldly pursue excellence as public speakers, authors, leaders, and entrepreneurs. This is your life. This is your moment. Today is the day you begin the journey toward your dreams at bwwmacademy.com.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
1, 2, 1, 2. It's your life with Dr. James JC Cooley. Yeah. All right. Your life with Dr. James. JC Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and we're having a discussion about why is it so hard to let go of past hurts. And if you're just tuning in, we got the absolutely fantastic Dr. Renee Toppins here, and we got my queen, Dr. Michelle Cooley, and of course myself. And tell you this discussion is I did not know it was going to turn out like this, but it's pretty good. And I want to get back into it. I want to jump right back in it. You got it, Michelle.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of go over definition about unresolved meaning. When we don't fully understand why something happened or don't receive closure, the mind keeps revisiting the event in an attempt to make sense of it. But honestly, you may never. And that's the closure you may need to give yourself. God, I don't understand this, but please give me closure and keep moving on the way. You may get closure when it least hits you, and you may not, but you can't stop your life and you can't keep holding on to past hurts. So my question is grief. We do the show with the amazing Paula Shaw, as Renee knows, is called Bridges Beyond Grief. And sometimes grief is a part of letting go of past hurts, grieving a loss of a job, grieving the relationship, grieving a betrayal, grieving. So it's important to grieve. How important do you think it is to grieve, to let go of past hurts, instead of replaying it in your mind, instead of just being stuck in limbo? I'm trying to think of a situation, let go of past hurts. So, we've all have been hurt. And with me, sometimes that I grieved, even though I didn't understand, but grieving and holding on to past hurts, it can affect you mentally, physically. You can gain weight, lose weight, whatever. You can take up an addiction, drinking, smoking, whatever it is, or uncontrollable behavior to make your mind forget. But sometimes you just have to grieve, but you have to also look and face the truth about what really went on, even the stuff you don't know about, right? Sometimes you're not going to know everything, but sometimes it's hard to accept the truth about the reality of what went on regarding your hurt. Case in point, job let you go. Yeah, they gave you a pat on the back, you felt used or whatever, but it's business. It wasn't personal. And sometimes you got to accept that is the truth. You may not like it, but that's the truth. But you don't want to accept the truth. Or a relationship didn't work out and just say, okay, I saw the warning signs. I kept on going. I kept on holding on. But the truth is, I did not act, or maybe I wanted something in my life. I wanted a girlfriend. I wanted a boyfriend. I was determined to stick it out. Sometimes we got to be truthful with ourselves in the part, if it means something that you may or may not have played in letting go of that hurt. Does that make sense to any of you?
Absolutely. And Paula and I coined a phrase, intentional evolution, right? On the last show. I love her. Tell her come back soon, right? Intentional evolution means that you are growing on purpose. You are evolving on purpose. And you cannot evolve and grow when you're stuck. There are stages of grief. And one of the stages of grief is anger. And a lot of people get stuck in anger. And you have to get past anger, or you'll turn to dangerous, destructive coping mechanisms, like Dr. Michelle mentioned, like alcohol, like cigarettes, like any kind of drugs, any type of addiction, food, because food activates that dopamine and that serotonin, and it gives you that temporary rush, that sugar. And there's so many things you can get addicted to if you don't process. When you go to the hospital with a wound and you need stitches, what's the first thing they do? They actually hurt you more. They stick a needle right into the wound to numb the wound, deaden the wound so it can heal. You have to feel the pain. And a lot of people, Dr. Cooley's, don't want to feel the pain. But pain is part of the process of healing. You keep putting a Band-Aid on it. If you keep, addressing the symptoms and not the root is going to fester. And I tell you what, anger is a distraction. Being mad all the time, it is a distraction. You cannot work, focus, it blocks creativity. When you're constantly thinking about that person, how to get back at them, when you become a revenge specialist, when you're on social media arguing with people that you don't even know because they made you angry and you're all day, you've wasted a day. It is a distraction and a time waster. And we have to start practicing intentional evolution and saying, this is what I feel, and I'm going to give myself 2 months to feel this. And then when this date is over, like put a date on that emotion and tell yourself this day is done. I'm going to be angry for 10 more days. I'm going to break some stuff. I'm going to throw some stuff. And then on February the 26th, no more anger. Anger is done. You kick anger out the house, move to the next phase, right? Exercise, just intentional evolution. Tell Paul I said so. That's our phrase.
But it's also about, Renee, about accepting the reality of what's happened. Now, don't get me wrong. Some situations, especially when you put a lot of time in, whether it's a marriage or relationship, that takes a lot of time, especially when children or whatever are involved. That is, some hurts depending on the situation. You still got to do what you got to do, but you can't just say, oh, well, it's best you know it now. Some hurts you got to be a little bit more delicate about, but also you have to go through the emotions and the grief. What are your thoughts on it, James?
Well, first of all, I want to, His Royal Highness is watching over in Ghana. How are you doing, His Royal Highness? Thank you for watching. My thoughts on this. I want to get past this as quickly as possible because it's too many things that I believe that God got planned for me. So yes, you go through the pain for a little bit. I like what Renee said about 10 days or something like that. I want to get it over with in 3. Get it over with in 3, where that's not going to be lingering on my mind or my mindset, because it's so many other things. Many people out there, they just get caught up in it, and they run in the closet, run to the bar. They do all type of crazy stuff, stalk people. That's unnecessary, because once the person show you who they are, that's who they are. So I say you get past that pain as quickly as possible. It's still going to be there. You're not going to forget. Remember what happened yesterday, but don't live it. Live today and prepare for tomorrow. And the only way that you can do that is by letting bygones and certain things go, and continue to move forward. You're on mute.
But you also have to grieve. You got to be honest with yourself and grieve, saying, I really love this job. I really love this woman. I really love this man. Don't deny your feelings. Because if you deny your feelings, say, well, I'm just going to sweep it under and just move on. That ain't going to help. You got to be honest with yourself. Don't you agree, Renee?
Absolutely. You got to go through the stages. And I think a lot of times the first stage is anger. I was let go of a very good position that I had with the company for 9 years. I helped build the company. I helped, I sacrifice for the company. When I think of the hours and the time I put into this company, and then when I wanted to work on my own thing, they were like, no, we want 100% of your time. And they made me sign a contract to say that they get 100% of my social media time in the network that I built. And then when they thought that I was paying attention to some other things, they canceled my contract. They just, let me go, as with an email after 9 years of we're family, we're family, we're family. I was stuck in anger for a long time about that, to the point of, writing letters to the attorney general and, cutting off people that still work for them. And, it just caused a lot of division, and it caused just so much pain. But guess what I wasn't doing, Dr. Cooley? I wasn't building what I was supposed to be building when I was stuck being angry with them. But I never actually got to grief. I never actually, because Dr. Dwayne Dyer, I think it's Wayne Dyer. Anyway, he's gone, but he writes a powerful book called The Power of Intentions. And he says there are only two emotions, Dr. Michelle, love and fear. Hate is a form of fear. And so when I'm angry, I'm afraid of what they took from me, and they used me, and they took all these years from me. Instead of focusing on making the next 9 years better, I'm reliving the 9 years that they stole from me, which in fact I gave them voluntarily. They didn't steal. And it took me a long time to get to grief. So when we get stuck in anger, I'm telling you, anger is a bad place to be. And we do have to be vulnerable and be sad. Say, I'm sad about what they did to me. I feel humbled. I feel humiliated, humbled. And knowing at the end of the day, it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I would not have built my academy if I was still working for them. And at the end of the day, we have to know that all things work together for good, for them that love the Lord and those that are called according to his purpose. Even the stuff that hurts, even the bad things, God is going to turn it out for your good, but he wants you to let go of the anger, because you're not going to do it angry.
Wow. That is so true. We're gonna comment on that once we get back. We got to take a station break right now, but this is such an interesting topic, because we're learning so much from things that we refuse to let go. If you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do, just go to the platform, the comments that you're watching us on, ask any questions that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Oh, it's your life with Dr. James J.C. Cooley. That's right. It's Dr. James J.C. Cooley. It's your life show. Yeah. Dr. James J.C. Cooley.
Looking to advance your education or career while staying true to your Christian faith? At Viridian Christian University, we make higher education affordable, flexible, and accessible wherever you are, cultivating a vibrant learning community where faith and knowledge converge, preparing graduates to fulfill their life's purpose. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's, master's, doctorate, or honorary degree, Viridian's 100% online programs can fit your lifestyle. Study on your schedule from your home, office, or anywhere with without compromising quality or values. With affordable tuition and programs in Christian leadership, business, and theology, Veridian will equip you to lead with purpose in a changing world. Go to VeridianChristianUniversity.com and see how you can join our global fellowship of faith-driven leaders, online and affordable. To learn more and apply, visit VeridianChristianUniversity.com. Veridian Christian University, a unique and dynamic environment for success, empowering leaders of faith.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, and a very interesting topic that I think that we might have to do this one again, and also have some other people join us to get their thoughts as well. So we got about 7 minutes left in the show. Michelle, you got it.
Yes. So I also want to go over another definition: identity and validation. Letting go may feel like erasing our experiences or invalidating our pain, especially if their head has become part of how we define ourselves or our story. That's just a definition I got from ChatGPT. But I want to just talk about growth. And I'm the type of person like this. We go through experience. We know what has hurt us in the past. Unless I'm trying to make a point to you in a story, I don't like to dredge up my past hurts unless I'm trying to make a point, or unless I'm trying to identify with you in some way. There are some people out there who like to bring up a painful past for no reason whatsoever. I'm not that type of person. I know what happened to me. I know what happened to you. Why do I need to bring it up unless there's a point to be made? What I'm saying is, we know our family, we know our friends, and I'm not the type of person, nor would I appreciate, even though I've gone over my past hurts and I moved past them, to bring it up just for conversation. What are your thoughts on that, Renee?
I absolutely agree. And someone that does that is usually unhealed. Somebody that's rehashing over and over, they're unhealed and they are trying to always get a different perspective. So I'm going to tell you what my husband did to me. Then I'm going to tell every new person I met what my husband did to me, because I'm not healed. And I'm looking for a different perspective. I'm looking for empathy. I'm looking for validation, right? All of that. And what we're doing now at Black Women Who Want More is a lot of the ladies are bringing up past hurts because they are writing books.
Okay.
They are writing books and they are bringing that pain up and out for the purpose of helping someone else heal. But in the process, a lot of them are realizing they haven't fully healed because the memories are repressed. There are times when you should tell that story. And once you're healed, you will tell it differently. You can tell it without crying. You can tell it from a place of power. But anybody who's rehashing a story over and over, they just want somebody else's perspective on it. they haven't healed from it. And it's sad. And the things that we should be talking about, we don't talk about. You don't hear people talking about their molestation over and over and over and over and over. Right? That's hidden. We're repressing that. We're repressing the things that we should be taken to a therapist or should be taken to God. And we're talking about the things where we just want somebody to agree with our pain and agree with our anger. And I don't want agreement with my pain. I need friends who are going to tell me enough is enough. Like we said last segment, Renee, enough is enough. Enough is enough. You're better than that, and it's time for you to heal. You've been talking about it too long.
Yeah, I'm all for, helping others and maybe bringing up your particular experience, your past hurt and past pain. But unless you bring it up for a reason, but if you just want to just talk about it, then you're right. I'm like, okay, you have not come to grips with it. Maybe you need some third-party help or assistance, which is great. I believe, getting help from a mental professional. I think it's amazing. I think it's perfect. But I'm not going to bring up your past pain. I don't want you to bring up my past hurt unless there's a point to it. But if you just want to talk about it out the blue for no particular reason, why are we even talking? Like, why are you even bringing this up? You see my point? What are your thoughts on that, James?
Well, you're right. Both of y'all are right. You don't bring up things like that just to trigger something that already happened in the past. And that's one of the things that take you all the way back to the past. So, but we're down to last minute of the show. And the point made acknowledgement. Can you read that, Michelle, real quickly?
Oh, yes. Latoya Simmons, I acknowledge it. I accepted that the season was over and I released it. I'm moving forward in peace, clarity, and alignment, trusting that what's ahead requires a lighter heart. Get the hardness and the heaviness off your heart. That's how I'm interpreting that. Is Latoya one of your friends, associates?
Yes, and she is a soon-to-be bestseller of the upcoming book, Broken Pieces, that is based on her life and based on her pain and her healing process. And so we had a reading on Saturday, and she read excerpts from it, and I want you guys to be sure to follow her and get that book, because we are a place where pain is processed, and a lot of the ladies are processing that, and she's one of them that is walking through the process and releasing a very powerful book as a result of what she'd been to. There's purpose in your pain. You got to find the purpose in your pain, and you have to let God produce something that's going to help other people heal.
Well, and you're absolutely right. We are out of time, but I tell you what, we're certainly going to do this again. We're going to get a lot more folks on to discuss this topic with us. So, Dr. Renee, as always, thank you for taking the time to come on the show. Michelle, thank you for putting together another absolutely outstanding show. I'd like to thank our viewers and listeners for tuning in to the James Cooley Show Monday through Friday. And always, always, always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. It's your life, and we'll see you then.
Are y'all ready for the Dr. James